Hey guys, Matt here from AwesomeToyBlog here at San Diego Comic-Con once again. I'm here with a new forward-facing Joe team. So yes, as everyone knows, Lenny and Tony are no longer with us, at least not at Hasbro. They've moved on to different pastures, not necessarily brighter, but different. They're still doing cool stuff. But these are the inheritors of the Joe line. So we've got B-Mac, we've got Mark, and we've got Eric on design. B-Mac, you've got a long history with Transformers.
I do. I joined the company for Transformers, been there. Eric and I actually worked on what's coming in the future for 2027 for Transformers. He came back to do a paternity coverage for Mark, and who I work with on Transformers. So when this all lined up, and it was like, hey, we hired Eric back full time, I'm like, he's mine, I'm taking him. And so he's going to come over and do this because we work together really well, and I'm excited to have him here. And for anybody who doesn't know, like, legit Transformers design royalty from years ago, so we are very lucky to have him on G.I. Joe.
So Eric, what is your favorite Transformer that you've designed?
Favorite Transformer that I ever designed was Transformers Animated Blur.
Nice. Very good. So yeah, you definitely got some pedigree there.
Yeah.
That's a few years back now.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
2007, 2008 timeframe. Yep.
Cool. And then lead designer, right?
Yes, sir.
So how does your aesthetic work with what's already on the table with what Lenny has put together? Because Lenny had a very specific flair for
Lenny
what he liked.
I'll say, from the bottom of my heart, Lenny is one of my favorite toy designers in the entire industry, and I have very big shoes to fill.
Well, he's tall. He's a big guy.
His shoes are big.
So I do not take that for granted at all. But I would say, whereas Lenny's a little bit more heavy metal, I'm a little bit more punk rock.
Nice. Very cool. Still Dreadnought fan though, right? Because that was Lenny's number one. It was the Dreadnought. So that's awesome. And Mark, you are on copy, right?
Correct.
So
I'm the brand writer for both Marvel Legends and Joe.
Oh, very cool. So you come up with the story.
I mean, I embellish the story.
You fill the story out.
Exactly.
And
as we've been introducing new characters, Lenny brought the visual design aesthetic to it and came up with a concept, and then he would share things with me and bounce ideas off, and we'd work together and then come up with a backstory and fold it into the overall classified story as well as just G.I. Joe lore in general.
Yeah, actually I think that's one of the strong suits of classified is with the absence of media.
Yep. Absolutely.
Even if you're not reading the file cards online,
right,
it's still very clear that there's a story happening in this universe with the way that characters and vehicles and even repackages of figures get introduced. So it's actually really clever storytelling in the absence of traditional media.
Yeah. Right.
So I think that's one thing that the brand does really well.
I mean, when I came onto the brand, one of the first things that I noticed was how dynamic and unbelievably exciting the toy photography that we put with the product display page.
Absolutely.
So we have Matt Cohen shooting the Galaxy, doing photo shoots, and telling the visual story of all of those things to make fans excited about it. Even if you don't have that exact copy to tell you, you understand exactly how this character fits into place in the scope of G.I. Joe.
And now on the story, this is actually a really interesting topic. You have file cards and stories that are 40 plus years old.
Indeed.
How is taking those details and staying true to them, but still making them fit with the story you're trying to tell? Like, how much of a balancing act is that?
My general approach is, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So any kind of thing for older characters that we're bringing back in, or as long as there's not something that seems outdated in a way that doesn't make sense in the world, certainly the old toys are very Cold War imbued.
Yes.
So that's not
the world today.
That's not the world today. So we have to, you massage it, you de-emphasize those aspects of it. You might have to pull out a reference to the Warsaw Pact. It's not relevant to classified. So there are some things that are a little more difficult, but it's really just like, growing up as a huge fan as a kid, I had a sense of what that world was and what was important to it and those core elements. So it's figuring out what those are and then, repackaging it and putting it together in the modern
The
setting.
part that's really great about Mark is when we get to do campaigns like the Triple T or the Rattler, where he gets to write in a character voice. That's where Mark really shines and brings like his comic history, because his pedigree. He was at Marvel Comics before being at Hasbro, so
Okay.
like, he really understands the world, and like he brings it together. And then we're collaborative. We have a teams chat that we're always on. It's like, hey, this character, we're thinking about this. Which way should we go?
Right.
Or like when we designed Professor Rockclaw, we knew we wanted to make him have a educational background. It was a fun way to introduce a new character, but there's also unhinged introducing dinosaurs into the world,
Yeah.
right?
So actually just hit on two of my upcoming questions right there.
Oh, sure.
So new characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Classified is growing beyond a real American hero, right? We've got Sundown, you've got Professor Ronclaw, we have Laura Croft
Yep.
coming to the world of Classified, and you're doing it in a way that's not just throwing Laura Croft in
Laura,
Joe, right?
Laura's essentially joining more of the real American hero lore, so I think it was announced last week. There's a 5-part miniseries coming from Skybound where she's going to have her own separate story, so you really understand how she can interact with G.I. Joe in the world of that within the real American hero lore, which is part of why we did her on Retro Cardback versus the standard Classified box. But all new Classified characters for sure. Like, I actually challenged Lenny and Tony last year, and I was like, hey, guys, I need new characters. We need to grow this line. And that's where Sundown, Synapse, and Professor Rockclaw came from. And then the new character name reveal for Flatline.
Flatline, the new
yesterday during
Dreadnought.
panel. So more of that to come. More new characters are definitely part of the plan.
So, you guys are, I was at the Cold Slither concert last night.
Awesome.
It was fantastic. If you ever have the chance, it's just beyond. However, and there's a video too, Jem
Yes.
collabed with Cold Slither.
Yep.
Is she off the table to make a way into Classified?
We always say we can't talk about unrevealed
I know you
products,
can't,
but
I know, but I'm going to ask.
And then
I'm
I
going
always,
to ask
then I
about
always follow
unrevealed
it up
products.
with anything is possible, and you can read into that how you want.
Okay. Because I think that, well, actually, Jem and Matt Tracker and my Agent Tracker is established in Joe. That's a figure I have,
Yep.
and now the comic universe has them then together. So Agent Tracker, Mask, but I mean,
Well,
it's canon now that Jem and Cold Slither
It is
are
fun.
aware of
it
each
was-
other.
If you remember the packaging of the Cold Slither pack last year,
There was the tour poster.
Jem is in continuity in Joe Classified.
Yeah.
She exists in the world. So.
It's also funny, Ross, who is Torch and Cold Slither, makes all those videos that are their
Yes.
backdrops on stage, and he's like, I need a 6-inch scale Gem so I can keep doing more things.
Oh,
So
well,
I'm
I-
getting petitioned by other people
You
with
should.
powerful sources to tell me I have to make a
That
Gem.
I think she would be an incredible addition to the
I
line.
think she'd be great. G.I. Gem.
And I think just as a general person who's grown up playing
Yeah.
with Hasbro properties and watching Hasbro-based entertainment, that's definitely something that I think of.
Yeah, it hits a
And when we start
spot,
having
right?
These conversations,
Right.
I'm like, can we?
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
Let's find a way to talk about it.
The amazing thing about the Joe line too is, even though it's a military-based kind of a world, we have supernatural characters. We have police officers. We have firefighters. Like all of this real-world stuff. The HasLab has over there off to the side has a camp set.
Yeah,
There's like a campfire with cooking.
Well, it's gonna be my first 6-inch scale fish. I mean, in the snow claw. So no, I think that's really one of the things that Classified has really done well as it's grown.
Yeah.
Because it did start off pretty tightly focused,
It did.
but you guys have welcomed in the interesting corners
Yeah.
of the
Why
Joe
not a pop
University
star,
years,
you
right?
know?
Yeah.
Fits right in.
And we have a lot of opportunities too. So like with Action Man this year, where it was like, hey, it's solely Action Man. It's Action Man branded from the makers of G.I. Joe Classified. So you get that halo of like, oh, this is the quality of a Joe, but this is Action Man by itself. So there's a lot of opportunity for that for other IP too. So it could be Gem from the makers of G.I. Joe Classified.
I
It could be
mean-
Mask from the makers of G.I. Joe. So like there are things and there are ways
I
to.
think that'd be an incredible MTO, to be honest. And speaking of MTO, Thunder Tank.
Oh, the Thunder Machine. Yeah.
Thunder Machine, yes, that was the big reveal
That
at
was.
the end of the panel yesterday. What can you tease about the Thunder
I
Machine
think
for
what
us?
didn't really come across was Eric and I were trying to convey like there is a lot of modularity that's there that we weren't showing yesterday, so you can be excited when the campaign launches. But Thrasher's not in it on purpose because
Right.
we didn't want you to have to buy a Thunder Machine if you don't like vehicles or don't have the room for 6-inch vehicles. But clearly you need Thrasher for your Dreadnought team, or you're going to buy a whole bunch of these, and we want you to not get more weighted cost on it to have all those figures. So now you can just solely focus on the vehicle. And when everybody sees the price, I think they'll be surprised at how reasonable it is for everything that it does.
Okay. Ballpark on size?
It's about the length of the his tank.
Okay, so it's not a petite Thunder Machine.
No, it's a good size, but definitely not in the same like spectrum as what you have with the Snowcat.
Okay, and how many Dreadnoks fit in it easily?
2 sit in it,
Two
right?
in the
2
cockpit,
sit and then a couple hang
and
off?
you can have like 4 on the floorboards on the outside, and then you can have people sitting in the back next to the thruster.
Very cool, very cool. So that you'll get more reveals in August, I thought, with the MTO in September?
Yeah, we'll start doing some teasing in August, and then we will. The campaign will launch in September. We picked a day, but I don't remember it off the top of my head.
That's okay. I mean,
So it'll be
September's
fun.
far
And
enough
then
away.
again, the idea of it is like the reason the window is where it is that we will hopefully have the first official painted model, and when we're still working out what's going to happen if we're going to New York Comic Con, but we will bring it with us, and everybody will have the opportunity to see it in person right then and there, and be like, oh, I still have time to order these. Yeah, I need this. So that's really like, it was hard. We want to make sure we have a physical, even though like we're confident. We know everybody's going to back it. We just need to get to that part.
So, and I think the other big thing, and you showed it on socials before the con, but was Triple T tank.
Yep.
I mean, that is in the upper echelon of iconic Joe vehicles.
Yeah.
And I mean, Sarge has got to have his ride.
Yep.
I mean, so I think that's another great reveal from the
Super
panel.
fun. Yeah,
and
He needs his ride, but not a canopy.
no, well,
But
I
the
mean,
canopy's there in case you want it.
I would want the canopy. I'll tell you what, it gets really hot driving around in my little tank. So I would want the shade, but I'm not nearly as tough as Sarge.
That's fair.
I
It's fun.
mean,
it's been a super fun thing. Working with Sarge is always a dream. He's great to always do. You know, it's his 4th figure in classified. We wanted to give him a little different look, so now he's got the ripped off sleeves, and he's already done 2 tank tops, so we didn't want to do a 3rd one again, and it's just where we went to, and I think it's a lot of fun. We gave him the helmet, and it says "At Ease Maggots" on it. I think is the tampo on the tank.
at
helmet.
Ease Maggots.
Yeah.
That'll be another first for my collection. All right, I'm going to wrap with this one. Corners of the Joe universe.
Yeah.
I've got 2 to sort of just feel out. Eco Warriors.
But we didn't only make Toxo Viper to only make Toxo Viper.
Right. All right. Very good. So, any chance of slime with those? Because I mean, I know there's slime down the hallway here.
True. Physical slime, maybe. It's an entirely different process in the way it
I'm
works.
sure.
So,
I'm certain. Slime can't be easy to package.
Yeah, it's always interesting. Like it's great to do. Like we had in the War for Cybertron, there was an Ultra Magnus that came with the black Play-Doh thing, and it's always just like it's internal, but it's also a lot of extra work because of different factories and shipments and stuff
Very
like
true.
that.
Very true. Slime dries up and gets gross, anyways.
Or your children steal it and make a mess in your house.
I only have pugs, so I don't have that problem. And then also, you guys your animals and beasts are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
How do you feel about Tyrannosaurus Rexes?
Only if they come with short arms like the original Dino Reborn. No, I mean, clearly everything's on the table.
Okay.
There are new pets coming.
All right.
Will be
Well, there's a
announced.
new shipwreck in the sailor
Oh, yeah.
outfit. We'll have a new friend.
Parrot, yeah.
Parrot, yeah.
So I mean, you teased him
Yeah.
yesterday.
There will
so
be other pets aside from that are still coming.
that's
that
awesome.
haven't been announced next
Because
year.
the
They're
pet.
not-
I mean, you could do a box set of just the pets.
We could.
And that would be a phenomenal seller because I think those are some of the best figures
Yeah,
in the industry.
it's so
They're
funny, like-
so well done and articulated and have so much personality.
Yeah, like it's awesome in that G.I. Joe has like 3 sections of characters, right? It's not just characters. Vehicles are characters. The
Yes.
pets are characters. Why did everybody need a pet in the 80s when they ran into battle? I don't know. It's like one of those fun things to talk to Ron and Kirk about every once in a while when you run into them, and I'm just like, okay. But it's continuing. There's more fun pets that haven't existed within G.I. Joe that we're going to be doing. So keeping it alive, doing fun new things, and it is one of the
Yeah.
best parts of
Like
making
with Shipwreck, other variations of existing pets.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
That's very cool. I mean,
G.I. Joe loves a redeco. So.
It does, yes. Well, redecos make the industry go around. Let's be honest. You can't have toys without having redecos. That's a simple fact of life. But I've said it for years. Classified is Hasbro's best work.
Oh, thank you.
I think that the things that you can do because it's an internal brand
Yep.
are phenomenally powerful, and you guys are really just taking Classified and ran with it. So
Thank you.
I cannot wait to see what the next couple of years has for the line.
27 is going to be great. The first half of the year was clearly still all stuff like we worked roughly 18 months out. Eric came in and finished some stuff off, so you'll see a little bit of variation transition near early fall, and then from about October on is literally all this guy doing what he needed to do. So the final wave of 27, while the concepts were kicked off, Eric came in and finished them up and has absolutely crushed it.
That's awesome. Well, I can't wait to own your work on Joe. So good to have you guys.
All right.
All right. Thanks so much.